You've noticed it, haven't you? The way people lean forward when you speak, waiting for your break to crack, to show them something they can use against you, but you don't give it to them anymore. There's this moment that happened. Maybe it was 3 months ago. Maybe it was last week. Someone tried to pull you into their chaos, their drama, their need for you to react, to engage, to prove you still care, and you felt nothing, not anger, not the desperate need to defend yourself, not even the satisfaction of winning an argument, just silence, a vast, calm silence where their chaos used to reach you. They noticed it immediately. You could see it in their eyes, that flicker of confusion, then frustration, then something else, something that looked almost like fear, because you've changed, and they don't know what to do with the new you. The old you would have taken the bait every single time. Someone questions your character, you'd spend 2 hours explaining yourself. Someone tries to make you jealous, you'd react exactly how they wanted. Someone disrespects you, you'd explode, or worse, you'd shrink. But something shifted. Maybe it was after that betrayal you didn't see coming, the one that should have destroyed you, the one where someone you trusted, someone you have walked through fire for, showed you exactly how little you meant to them. You remember that night, the way the air felt heavy in your chest, the way you read their message 3 times because your brain couldn't process that level of coldness, the way you reach for your phone 100 times to call them, to text them, to make them understand, but you didn't. And in that moment of not reacting, something ancient awakened in you. The silence wasn't weakness. It was the first time you'd ever truly been strong. Because here's what nobody tells you about emotional detachment. It's not about becoming cold. It's not about not caring. It's about finally understanding what deserves your energy and what doesn't. Most men never reach this place. They spend their entire lives enslaved to their reactions, dancing like puppets whenever someone pulls a string, feeling obligated to respond to every provocation, to defend every accusation, to prove themselves to people who've already decided what they think. You used to be one of them. You used to think that caring meant reacting, that love meant being affected, that strength meant fighting back. But you discovered something that changes everything. The people in your life right now, they're uncomfortable. They sense the shift, the way you no longer chase their approval, the way their manipulation tactics bounce off you like rain off stone, the way you can sit in complete silence while they desperately try to get a rise out of you. It terrifies them because they've lost their power over you, and they can feel it slipping away like sand through their fingers. The question you're asking yourself now is, am I broken? Have I lost my ability to feel? Is there something wrong with me? No, there's nothing wrong with you. You've just evolved past the need to prove yourself to people who will never be satisfied. You've stepped into something the ancient Stoics called apatheia. Not apathy, but freedom from destructive passions. And the world doesn't know what to do with men who found this freedom. They'll call you cold, emotionless, detached. They'll tell you that you've changed, that you're not the person you used to be, and they'll say it like it's an accusation. But you know the truth. You haven't lost your emotions. You finally learned to master them. Let's talk about what they never told you. Society sold you a lie, a beautiful, poisonous lie that's been keeping you weak your entire life. They told you that being emotional made you authentic, that wearing your heart on your sleeve made you genuine, that reacting to everything made you passionate. But what they didn't tell you is that every reaction you give away is power you'll never get back. Think about the last time someone disrespected you. Really think about it. The moment their words hit your ears, what happened in your body? Your heart rate spiked, didn't it? Your face got hot, your jaw clenched. Your mind started racing with the perfect comeback, the perfect way to put them in their place, to make them see, to make them understand, and you gave it to them, maybe with words, maybe with silence that was really just suppressed rage, maybe with passive-aggressive behavior for the next 3 weeks. But you gave it to them, all of it, your peace, your power, your energy. You handed it over like a gift. And here's the part that stings. They wanted that. They were counting on it. Because as long as you're reacting, they're controlling you. As long as your emotions are predictable, you're manageable, as long as they can push your buttons, they own you. I want you to watch someone who hasn't learned this lesson yet. Watch them in an argument. Watch how their voice gets louder, how their hands start moving, how they lean forward, how they repeat themselves, how desperate they are to be heard, to be validated, to win. You used to be that person, and losing that person, that's what they fear most. Because the game only works when everyone plays, when everyone agrees that drama deserves attention, when everyone accepts that disrespect requires defense, when everyone believes that love means suffering, but you stop playing, not because you're above it, not because you're better than anyone, but because you finally saw the cost. Every time you defended yourself to someone who already decided you were guilty, you lost. Every time you explained yourself to someone who wasn't trying to understand, you lost. Every time you fought for someone's approval who was never going to give it, you lost. And the score? The score was your peace of mind, your self-respect, your time, your energy, your actual life, spent trying to control things that were never yours to control. The ancient Stoics had a name for this trap. They called it being enslaved to externals, giving your tranquility over to forces outside your control. Marcus Aurelius watched this pattern destroy men who had everything, senators who commanded legions but couldn't command their own emotions, wealthy merchants who owned empires but were owned by their need for approval, politicians who ruled provinces but were ruled by their fear of criticism. He wrote in his private journal, "You have power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this, and you'll find strength." But he didn't write that as advice for other people. He wrote it as a reminder to himself, because even as the most powerful man in the world, he struggled with this, the temptation to react, to defend, to prove himself to people who didn't deserve his energy, the empress spreading rumors about him, generals questioning his decisions, citizens blaming him for plagues and wars beyond his control. And he had to choose, every single day, react and lose himself, or stay centered and keep his power. He chose detachment, and that choice made him immortal. Your relationships right now, they're being tested by your evolution. The people who benefited from your emotional availability, they're panicking. Your girlfriend who used to get your attention through drama, she's confused why you're not chasing her during her silent treatment anymore. Your co-worker who controlled the office through gossip and politics, they're frustrated that you're not taking the bait. Your family member who manipulated you through guilt, they're angry that their tactics don't work anymore, and they should be, because you've discovered what they've been hiding from you. That emotional detachment isn't about becoming heartless, it's about becoming ungovernable. 180 AD, the Antonine plague ravaging the Roman Empire, 5 million dead, cities burning, borders collapsing, barbarian hordes pushing into Roman territory, and Marcus Aurelius, Emperor of Rome, sits in his military tent on the Danube frontier. His wife has betrayed him with rumors of affairs. His trusted generals have plotted against him. His own son, his only son, shows signs of the madness that will eventually destroy everything he built. And he writes, "The impediment to action advances action. What stands in the way becomes the way." He wasn't writing philosophy for scholars. He was documenting his survival, because he understood something that took you decades to learn, that the only thing you truly control is your response to what you cannot control. This is where emotional detachment becomes power, not the fake detachment where you pretend not to care while seething inside, not the toxic detachment where you use coldness as a weapon, but the stoic detachment that the ancients called apatheia, freedom from pathological emotions. The Stoics weren't asking you to feel nothing. They were teaching you to feel without being consumed. Epictetus, a slave who was tortured by his master, his leg broken as punishment, became one of history's greatest philosophers, not by suppressing his pain, but by mastering his relationship to it. He taught, it's not what happens to you, but how you react to it that matters. Easy words to say, until you're the slave with the broken leg, until you're the emperor, watching your empire crumble. Until you're the man whose world just collapsed and everyone's watching to see if you'll break. The 12 signs you're experiencing emotional detachment aren't symptoms of damage. They're markers of evolution. Sign 1. You no longer feel the need to explain yourself to people who've already made up their minds. In the past, someone misunderstood you. You'd spend hours crafting the perfect explanation. Now, you understand that those who matter won't need an explanation. And those who don't matter don't deserve one. Sign 2. Drama rolls off you like water off marble. Someone try to pull you into their chaos feels like watching a toddler try to move a mountain. You see their attempt. You feel nothing. You continue forward. Sign 3. You've stopped defending yourself to your enemies. Marcus Aurelius never responded to the senators who called him weak. He simply continued leading. And his silence, his complete indifference to their opinion, that terrified them more than any rebuttal could. Sign 4. Other people's emergencies don't become your crisis. Someone's panicking, trying to make their problem your problem. The old you would have absorbed their stress. The new you help if you choose to, but their emotional state doesn't determine yours. Sign 5. You can sit in complete silence without feeling uncomfortable. Most people fill silence with noise because they're afraid of what they'll find in the quiet. You've learned that silence is where power lives. Sign 6. You no longer seek validation from people you don't respect. Seneca wrote, "If a man knows not to which port he sails, no wind is favorable." You know your port now, and random people's opinions are just wind. Sign 7. Betrayal doesn't break you. It informs you. When someone shows you who they are, you believe them immediately. You feel the sting. You acknowledge the loss. Then you adjust your reality and move forward. No drama, no revenge, just information processed and life continued. Sign 8. You can love people without needing them. This is the one that confuses everyone. You care deeply, but you're not attached to outcomes. You give fully, but you're not destroyed by leaving. You're present, but you're not imprisoned. Sign 9. Your mood is no longer determined by how others treat you. Someone disrespects you, your day continues exactly as planned. Someone praises you, you accept it but don't inflate. You found the STOIC equilibrium, where external events inform you, but don't define you. Sign 10. You respond instead of react. There's a space now between what happens and what you do about it. In that space, you choose, and that choice is where freedom lives. Sign 11. You've stopped trying to change people who don't want to change. You finally understand you can't save anyone. You can only show up as your best self and let them decide if they want to rise or stay. Sign 12. You're comfortable being misunderstood. The old you needed everyone to get you, to see your intentions, to know your heart. The new you know who you are, and that's enough. These aren't signs of being broken. They're signs that you finally stepped into the same realization that freed the greatest minds in history. You are not your emotions. You have them, you feel them, but they don't have you. And that distinction, that single shift in perspective, changes everything. Now comes the part they don't teach you, the practical application. The exact framework to embody these 12 signs, to move from intellectual understanding to lived reality, because knowing about emotional detachment and being emotionally detached, those are separated by an ocean of practice. Level 1, awareness without judgment. Start here. For the next 7 days, simply notice when you're being pulled into reaction. Don't try to change it yet. Just observe. Someone cuts you off in traffic. Notice the rage spike. Name it. That's anger. Then watch it. How long does it last? 30 seconds? 3 minutes? Where do you feel in your body? Your jaw? Your chest? Your hands gripping the steering wheel? You're not trying to stop it? Not yet. You're studying yourself like a scientist studies a specimen, with curiosity, not criticism. Marcus Aurelius practiced this. He called it viewing things from above. separating the observer from the observed. You're not your anger, you're the awareness that notices anger. Do this for a week. Just watch. You'll be shocked how much of your life is spent in automatic reaction mode. How little choice you actually have until you develop this awareness. Level 2, the pause. Once you can spot your reactions, insert a pause before acting on them. Someone disrespects you at work. You feel that familiar fire in your chest. But instead of speaking immediately, you pause 5 seconds, just 5 seconds of silence. In that pause, ask yourself Epictetus' question. Is this something I control? Their opinion of you? No. Your response? Yes. Their disrespect? No. Your dignity? Yes. Their behavior? No. Your peace? Yes. This pause is where power lives. It's the space between stimulus and response that Viktor Frankl talked about. It's where free men live, where slaves don't have time to visit because they're too busy reacting. Practice the pause everywhere. Before responding to text messages, before defending yourself, before explaining your decisions, before jumping into someone else's drama. 5 seconds, that's all you need. To choose instead of default, to respond instead of react, to stay sovereign instead of becoming enslaved. Level 3, reframe through Stoic lens. This is where philosophy becomes weapon. When someone betrays you, the amateur thinks, how could they do this to me? What did I do wrong? I need to make them understand. The Stoic thinks, their betrayal reveals their character, not mine. This is information. I adjust accordingly. No drama needed. Nature has shown me the truth. I accept it and move forward. When someone tries to provoke you, the amateur thinks, I need to put them in their place. They can't talk to me like that. I'll show them. The Stoic thinks, they're trying to disturb my peace. Why would I help them achieve their goal? Their chaos is their prison. My calm is my freedom. I win by not playing. Reframe every challenge through the Stoic dichotomy of control. If you can control it, act on it. If you can't, accept it and control your response. This isn't passive. This is the most active thing you can do. Choosing your battles, conserving your energy, fighting only wars that matter, with weapons that actually work. Level 4, embody the marble statue. The Romans built statues of their philosophers from marble, not because marble is precious, but because marble is unmoved. Rain, wind, time, chaos. The marble remains. When you walk into a room full of chaos, be the marble. Your girlfriend is having an emotional storm. Don't try to fix it. Don't try to stop it. Don't absorb it. Just be present, solid, unmoved. Your stability becomes her anchor, not your reaction. Your co-worker is panicking about a deadline. Don't match their energy. Don't dismiss their concern. Just stay centered. Your calm becomes contagious. Or it doesn't. Either way, you remain you. This is what they fear most. Your unshakable center. Because they can't manipulate what they can't move. They can't control what won't react. They can't break what's already whole. Level 5, the daily practice. Every morning, before you check your phone, before you enter the chaos, spend 5 minutes with these questions. What's outside my control today? List it, then let it go completely if it's beyond your power. It doesn't get your energy. What's inside my control? List it. Your effort, your integrity, your responses, your growth. This is where you invest. How will I respond when challenged? Pre-decide. When someone disrespects me, I will remain calm and either address it directly or let it pass. No in-between, no festering. Marcus Aurelius did this every morning, preparing himself for the day's attacks. The betrayals, the disappointments, he didn't hope they wouldn't come. He prepared himself to remain centered when they did. This is the practice that changes everything. Not reading about stoicism, not talking about emotional detachment, but actually, daily, consistently, practicing philosophy until it becomes you, until you don't have to remember to be detached. You just are, until you don't have to try to stay calm. You simply are calm until emotional mastery isn't something you do, it's something you are. 6 months from now, you walk into a room. No one can quite put their finger on what's different about you, but everyone feels it. There's a weight to your presence now, a gravity, not arrogance, not coldness, something ancient, like you've tapped into a frequency that most people forgot existed. When someone tries to provoke you, your face remains still, your breathing doesn't change. Your eyes show something that stops them mid-sentence. Not anger, not fear, just complete indifference to their attack. Like watching a child throw sand at a mountain, and they feel it, that moment when they realize you're not playing anymore. Your girlfriend used to be able to manipulate you with silent treatment. Now, you give her space without chasing, you remain present without pursuing, and something shifts in her. The respect she thought she had becomes real respect, because you become ungovernable. Your boss used to intimidate you with aggressive energy. Now, you listen, process, respond with clarity, no defensive energy, no need to prove yourself. Just facts, decisions, action, and suddenly, without trying, you become someone they actually listen to. Your friends notice it too. The way drama seems to evaporate around you, like you've developed an invisible shield that chaos can't penetrate. They start bringing their problems to you, not because you fix them, but because your presence, your calm, somehow makes their storms feel smaller. This is a power Marcus Aurelius wrote about. Very little is needed to make a happy life. It is all within yourself, in your way of thinking. He ruled the greatest empire on earth, had access to every pleasure, every comfort, every luxury, and he knew none of it mattered compared to mastering his own mind, controlling his own responses, choosing his own way. And you've joined that lineage. You've stepped into the same truth that freed Epictetus from his chains, that gave Seneca peace while advising a mad emperor, that allowed Marcus to rule with wisdom while his world burned. The 12 signs aren't symptoms. They're your evolution. You no longer explain yourself because you've learned that people hear what they want to hear. Understanding is earned, not begged for. Drama rolls off you because you've realized other people's chaos is a choice they're making, not an obligation you have to accept. You've stopped defending yourself to enemies because why would you give power to people who wish you harm? Your success is the only response they deserve. Other people's emergencies don't control you because you've learned everyone has their path. You can help, but you can't carry them, and trying to destroys you both. You're comfortable in silence because you've finally met yourself, and you're good company. You don't seek validation from people you don't respect because what's the point? Their approval means nothing. Their criticism means nothing. They're just noise. Betrayal informs instead of breaks you because you've accepted nature. People will disappoint you. They'll act from their pain, their fear, their limitations. That's information, not tragedy. You love without needing because you've discovered true love is giving freely. Attachment is taking desperately. You choose love every time. Your mood is yours alone because you've claimed your sovereignty. The weather doesn't ask your permission to change. Neither do people. You remain you, regardless. You respond instead of react because you found the space, the pause, the moment where choice lives. And once you find that space, you're free. You've stopped trying to change people because you've learned everyone's exactly where they choose to be. You can inspire, you can invite, but you can't force growth. And trying just drains you. You're comfortable being misunderstood because you know who you are, and that's enough. More than enough. This is what they fear. Not that you become cold, but that you become uncontrollable. They can't manipulate your emotions because you've mastered them. They can't disturb your peace because you've learned it comes from within. They can't break you because you've already been broken and rebuilt yourself from marble. You become what the Stoics called a philosopher king, not because you rule others, but because you rule yourself. And that's self-mastery. That's the only kingdom that matters. The choice is yours. You can return to who you were, reactive, controlled by every external force, dancing to everyone else's tune, hoping for approval, fearing criticism, needing validation. Or you can stay here, in this space, where you finally become the master of your own mind, the architect of your own peace, the guardian of your own power. Marcus Aurelius chose, Epictetus chose, Seneca chose. Every morning, every challenge, every betrayal, they chose mastery over chaos, sovereignty over slavery, peace over panic. And now, you choose, will you let their reactions determine your actions, or will you respond from your center? Will you seek control over others, or claim sovereignty over yourself? Will you need them to understand, or will you understand yourself? The 12 signs aren't a destination. They're a direction toward the ancient path where the strongest men in history walked, a path lit not by the approval of others, but by the light of your own unshakable will. Welcome to emotional detachment. Welcome to freedom. Welcome to power that can never be taken, only given away. And you're done giving it away, aren't you?